So this is a part of the Visual Arts Month. This is the last part of the series with our artist talk. So here we have an artist, Kareem Williams, and we have another, not so artist, but someone who works in the creative field, Tiana Roberts. And they'll be sharing their insights and creative views on their practice and what it's like working in the field. So, yeah.
Tiana, why are you in the back?
I'm making sure all of this is getting what it needs to get. You can go first.
All right. Okay, sure. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Kareem Muslim, and it is officially Muslim, actually, so there's a story behind that. But I'll run through that quickly and then move forward. So I started using Kareem. So my name was originally Kareem Williams, right? And I started using Kareem Will. That's a little signature on our pieces, right? Kareem Will. And somebody eventually asked me, what will Kareem do? And I said, yeah, I don't know. What will Kareem do? You know, Kareem will draw, Kareem will paint, Kareem will dance, no. But I eventually came across Kareem will dream, right? Because as an artist, as a creative, like you all are aspiring, well, you all are, point blank, right? But we all have ideas. We have the ability to take things out of our mind and put it on paper, right? Like these drawings here. And it's very important for us to continue to do that and to do it and really be behind it. Because like I say, everybody is born an artist, right? But most people stop. Because everybody starts doodling, right? You leave a child with a crayon and a wall, and you'll come back and see some graffiti. But at some point that gets cut off. So I said that I want to dedicate the rest of my time to bringing these ideas to life and to help other people to do the same thing. So that's where Kareem Will Dream came from. And you know, that's something that I want to do for the rest of my time while I'm here. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So throw some questions out, and then we'll actually start doing something. Well, okay. Let's start off. So these are two things I made this year, right? So I do portrait work, and I finished this painting maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I started getting better at drawing when I started learning portrait work. I thought it was about grade 8, 9, 10. I started using some books to study and learn how to do these things. And that's where my art really started to transform, developing certain skill sets. You know, just by doing this. I did this a lot inside school, right? And this is one fellow I went to a conference, and I sometimes make work for people who are like influential, just to say, hey, you know, let me shake your hand and talk to you. And there's a token of appreciation for what you do. And this one was me getting back into art after taking like some time off for a good while. And I use Midjourney. Anybody know what Midjourney is? Anybody have used AI art tools before? So I type in a prompt, I say, hey, young man underwater swimming, or something like that, with a couple other reference photos, and it gave me a concept, and then I used that to make a painting. Right? So with these tools that you all have access to, right, that were never before here, I think you should use these heavily to help to inform your practice as well. So yeah, here's another one. We leave it right there. So, y'all shoot. And then we'll talk from there. Let me get names. What's your name? Rakiro, Khalil, Kendra, Kendrick. Okay, we wanna enunciate these words. Rakiro, Khalil, Kendrick, Radisha, Regina, Marisha, Aspina, Aspini. Okay. Mornay, Elkino. Boy, I'm gonna mess these up, so don't take offense. Um, why did you join this art class? Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. Do you have any artists in your family? Like they're full-time art? Mm. What happened there? Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Having a reason why you do it is good. Now, and reasons change. So while that's good to get into it, I say do that. But eventually your reason's gonna change. So be open to that, okay?
I see a pathway I see a pathway to success.
Mm. Define that a little bit further. Success for.
I could
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
Something the
Mhm.
drawing.
Yeah.
Drawing.
Yeah.
My teachers are about in terms of art school.
Yeah.
So I see
Good. Okay. Good. If you was to pick one of those, right, do you imagine yourself closer to teaching, closer to just be practicing on your own? Can you see any of it?
I can see myself practicing on my own.
Uh-huh.
Possibly some couple of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching, yeah, I don't really see myself that close to it. Because there's a lot of difficulty with it, and there's some stuff that you can do teaching, so,
Difficulties where?
for example,
Mm.
so,
Mm-hmm.
teach,
Okay.
great, but
Yeah.
I don't see myself teaching much right now. I feel like I'm master,
Mm-hmm.
so I see myself just practicing on myself.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna do this as a business, you're gonna need some math. And there are gonna be things that you will constantly be learning. Because it's one thing to do it as a hobby, but to may translate that into earning an income, maybe even employing other people, that'll be a whole different ball game, and if you ain't good at math, but you could get good, and you won't be good at that at first, but you could get good as well, and you're gonna have to get good, but it's good. That doesn't make too much sense. All right, and feel free to stir it wherever you want to stir this. Okay. You said Kendrick. All right, Kendrick, why are you here?
So I just started since I was like 9.
Mm.
So I just try to get this, try to get hard.
Yeah.
See,
Mm. Do you believe that you could succeed at anything if you put enough time into it?
let's do electronics.
Uh-huh. Okay. Is that something one of your family members do? Okay, who? Okay. He does that currently now as a service, electronic work. So when you bring your TV, this and that, you repair those. Okay, that's good. That's good. to try making art using your electronics, or something creative, right? So, say for example, if have you work with LED lights? Okay. Suppose your teacher, Miss Wright, say, hey, Kendrick, I want to light this class up and turn this into a party, and I can pay for all the materials. Could you wire it and set it up? Okay. I challenge you to try one creative project using your electronic skills. All right, so take it from just fixing things to making things. Teach, you got that?
Yes.
Okay, you got some homework. In fact, everybody get homework. I can come back to y'all. If you got all pieces, take them out. Said Regina. Radisha. Got it. Radisha, why you out? Yeah, I do. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Nah, okay. Let's go on this trend. Have you ever made any kind of animation as yet? Okay. You should not have a phone, so you should not have no examples. But do you have examples on you now? Okay, good. 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 Do you know, you're looking to get a job doing animation? Do you know how much animators make in different areas? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. How much, or numbers wise? Tell me what you saw. Or what? Yeah. I don't think that's a month. Well, it could be, but I probably not. Take a look at that, because if you want to get rich off of doing animation, we gotta define what rich is, right? And we gotta see, okay, who is rich right now doing animation? You're likely gonna get rich maybe with or have a better chance if you own an animation company, right? So, because more risk, more reward. But it's doable. It's possible. But you just have to find, okay, where is it happening? How could it happen? And learn from other people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, good stuff. And the last thing I'm gonna throw on there, and this for everybody too. If you're not good at something, right, don't let that stop you from working on that. Oftentimes the hard stuff is where we get the most reward from when we face that, right? If you have a fail of something, or if something is a struggle, who you become by doing that thing and getting good and conquering that is more beneficial than other outcomes, because you'll be working on yourself forever. So you'll find some power in facing the dragons that make you scared and actually killing them, right? Yeah, I don't know who's gonna go around. You need to come up too. In fact, bring yours closer and come up.
I have a question before you close.
Yes.
I remember
I
early.
was tag teaming, but come.
I remember earlier you said that
Yeah.
you took a break
Yes.
from art, right?
Yeah.
My question is, well, I guess you did give the whole explanation about your name.
Yeah.
But what made you come back to art and what keeps you motivated? Because a lot
Yeah.
of time as artists, you have an idea,
Yeah.
but putting that idea on paper can be difficult. Sometimes it's because of fear, but
Mhm.
what keeps you motivated in your
Yeah.
practice?
So at first I did it just because I loved it. Oh, I want to draw all day. I draw in class, I draw at break time, I draw at lunchtime, I draw at church, I draw in the bathroom, I draw all the time. But when I started doing it for people, the mood shifted a little bit, right? I started doing some paintings for some people, and then, oh yeah, I don't like that. Oh, could you change that? And for some, I started not liking it, if that make any sense. And that's when I stopped. I was like, yeah, okay, I ain't like this vibe. I don't want to do this for y'all. And I ended up not doing it on the whole for a period of time, months, maybe a year plus, however long. And when I stopped, I think I started to get depressed unknowingly because this was something that gave me energy and gave me life, right? So you get life from what you enjoy, right? If you like playing a game, you get energy while you play the game. So because I stopped playing the game that I like playing, things started to go down, right? And life without, things happen. Oh, we get busy. Oh, we get bills to pay. Oh, and they cause us to stop doing the things that we enjoy doing. But so I eventually came back because I knew that I had to, and I still had ideas to bring out. And I told Tiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I told Tiana that I'm a recovering introvert. Right? So I used to be an introvert, and now I'm getting out of that because that's it was like a limitation. Not being able to share your work, not being able to be confident in doing what you do, not being able to articulate your ideas, right? I started working on my public speaking, like communication. Started doing leadership stuff, clubs, more clubs, some business work, because that's where it was necessary. And how do I stay motivated is I know that I'm gonna die at some point. Or we all are at some point. We won't be here forever. And somebody said, don't you want to leave your mark on the world? Right? Don't you want to leave something behind that could inspire others, that could shift things? Don't you want to make an impact while you're here? Right? You have ideas. You want them to be shared. You have things you want to make. You have people you want to help. So, and you won't help them by hiding in the shadows. You won't help them by not doing what you do. And Dr. Miles talked about like successful people, and he said, the late Dr. Miles, and he said, Michael Jackson made his riches by being himself. He was a performer, right? That's how he made all his wealth. He died, leave a $500 million stage for people to fight over. But he did it doing what he was here to do. So that's kind of the point here. Do what you're here to do. And it's not limited to art, but it has art in that because you're here and nobody told you to be here. I don't think so, right? And anybody told y'all to come in this class?
Today, yes.
I mean, like to choose. Is art elective, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody chose you to choose art? So you chose it. So something led you to it, and that's a part of what is on the inside of you, so I think you should. And if you don't do you, then you doing somebody else, and you killing your own self. So yeah, I think you should do you. Tiana, why you still in the back there?
Me? I was waiting on you to
I,
finish.
oh, okay, my bad. Okay, Tiana, come let's switch out.
Sure.
I'm gonna ask you some questions in the back too.
You're gonna ask me questions?
Likely, I'm gonna try.
What?
Thank you so much. No love, miss. No longer. So we do something.
Huh?
I need to do anything now.
No, I have it rolling already.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I'm gonna
Who's
try.
this?
She had the she gone for now.
Oh, okay.
She came back. Don't worry. She okay.
When she
I
get
know.
back from this?
Okay. That's unique. That's unique.
It's
Right.
a really small mic. I'm testing out some stuff.
Yes. So you're gonna have them pass the mic?
Yeah, actually. So that's why I gave it to her first.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Ask Unique, get ready.
Cool. Hi, y'all. How are y'all doing? What? I mean, I don't know if this is the class to talk all that, but. No? Again, my name is Tiana, and I am not an artist. Plot twist. I know, right? But it's really cool to see how all of you here are in art and you know why you're here. But I think y'all two are great to go, right? Okay, cool. So you already know what you want to do after high school. I hear this animation and the animation title. Nice. That's so cool. So for everybody else in grade 10, you said you wanted to get into electronics. Okay, anybody else know exactly what they want to do after graduation? What do you want? Fashion designer artist. That's so cool. That's okay. That's no problem. Because you're in 10th grade. And a lot of times we may commit ourselves to a certain idea or a path. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Or we may have an idea what we want to do. Then we try it out and we end up not liking it. And that's fine. There's no problem with that. So for me personally, when I was in high school, like grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, I was not sure what I wanted to do at all. So a lot of my classmates already knew which colleges they wanted to go to. They knew they wanted to be doctors. Some of them wanted to be artists. Some, like right now, are finishing up med school. And they stayed with that path. And I'm happy for them. I love that for them. But when I was there, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But after I graduated, I started working. And I worked in the business sector. Anyone here wants to go into business? Kind of. Which field or what part of business do you want to get in, if you know? I love doing what I was hoping for was going to be an architect. I was born and do law. So you're leaning towards accounting more? Or no, you're not really? I want to try it out. Be an architect first. But if I don't like it, I would. What kind of questions?
Want to be a what? Oh, okay.
I have another practice in that my mother is a chef, so I mean, I could try to my dad used to get all of it, and being art, I could branch off into art,
You have a lot of options, and you have a lot of parts of you are passions. And like I said, you don't have to stick to just one. You can find a way to combine them. So in my case, for example, I worked in business. So I worked in finance. I worked a little bit of HR, even customer service, and I ended up falling into project. Big words, big business words. So when I say I'm a project manager, a lot of people are like, oh, okay. So when you think of a project, what's the first thing that you think of as art students? didn't say anything.
But you looking at me.
You didn't say anything.
Let me come close.
I know we have a class, but 3 times out of the week, for 1 period. The 3 weeks though.
It's doable.
Let's put that in perspective.
It is
But
But
she want us to let now?
An entire paper.
3 hours, 3 weeks.
Paper of what? A drawing?
Yes,
Piece?
painting.
And she wants my 3 hours.
Oh.
Really?
3 hours each week?
Yes.
So 3, 6, 9, 9 hours?
In my defense,
Okay.
Yes.
I had the competition. Oh.
That wasn't even a go.
And my defense, we
I
have
know
multiple
Yeah.
field trips and other things he wanted us to do.
That started after the project.
No, it did not. That was in the middle. Miss Right, you missed probably like 3
You just went
minutes.
after.
I could finish it if I didn't join that competition.
So much excuses. Anyway, this is not my presentation.
Maybe I'll just be like an open circle to get
Yes.
everything out.
Yes. Yes. As a project manager, how would you advise them to manage their projects better?
That's a pretty good question. So, like we had talked about projects, assignments, things of that sort. In business, when you have a project manager, you know what a manager is, someone who directs, plans, organizes things. We have certain projects within business that have a start and end. You have your empty piece of paper,
Yeah.
and that 3-week deadline. You know that when that 3-week deadline comes, you have to give just something. So when we think about project management, a lot of it has to do with time and people. So we make sure that we have a list of everything that needs to get done, the materials that you needed, obviously your end date, and anything else that can come up that affects getting that last specific for in on time. So as students, learning time management,
Yes.
which is a part of project management, is something that you have to learn as a person individually. So
Must.
sometimes it may just take setting a timer to get you out of procrastinating something, or just putting together a list of everything you need to get done and when you need to get it done by. And it's something that I think everybody starts to learn more as they do more things. When you have no choice but to manage your time better, you guys are doing it. So I'm confident all of you are able to do that. And you see how time management and project management applies to wherever you go. Like for example, if you're working with electronics, you may have something that needs to be built or fixed in a certain amount of time. You may have to go fix something maybe at a restaurant, and they open at 12. You can't be there at 12 o'clock away. So certain things just have to be done by a certain amount of time, and all of it has to be done by that time period in a certain way. So that's a broad idea of project management, which is what I started working with in business. And over the last year, I learned that, wow, I am not creative. I can't draw, I can't paint, and that's fine. I don't need to be able to do all those things, but I love being in that space. So I love speaking with artists, I love speaking with students who are artists or budding artists, and I love the art community that Bahamas has. There's so many amazing young Bahamian artists who started out where y'all are now in art class, who turned into Korean or somebody else, any other young artist that you may admire. And they have a beautiful community around them that I was looking at. Like if you go to an art gallery or an art exhibit,
Yeah.
and they're there and they're having a great time, and they would love to speak to people more about the art that they create, and the challenges that they're facing. So over the last year, I spent a lot more time in those spaces, speaking to them, learning more about the work that they do,
Yeah.
why they do it. And I was like, wow, I love business. Business is what comes naturally to me. And I love project management and bringing organization to things.
Yeah.
And I can't draw, but I love the creative space. So, over the last year, I have become an entrepreneur, and I meshed the two of them together, which is why I said it's nice that you have so many different passions, because sometimes you can't find ways to make them all work. So, by profession, I am a creative project manager. And all that means that I help you, as creatives and artists, manage the projects that you have going on. Sometimes times you may have a painting for a client, and talking to that client is just stress you out, it's just stress you. Because they want certain things done by a certain time, and you already told them what's supposed to happen or what's going to happen. But they just want updates. They want to be kept updated on what's going on. And then other questions and certain things that you just don't really want to have to deal with. So that's why I step in and they help with clients and emails, phone books, things of that sort. Or if you want to be in a specific gallery. So I have those conversations with people who own the gallery or the specific connections that are there to get you to where you need to be. And I help creatives with whatever issues they need to have. So it's my hope that as you become artists, as you grow into your creative natures, or even as you do other things, and hopefully add art to it, I can help you. My favorite Bahamian artist is, I like Rashell work. I also like Angelica does the murals that you see in Starbucks. She has a few murals. What else? I can't remember.
John Bow.
Yeah.
Like the flamingo and stuff that you see for John Bull. She also works with the Ministry of Tourism, so a lot of the artsy graphics you see they have, she's done a few of those as well.
She does a lot of really, really big pieces.
Yeah.
Do you like colored manga?
You mean like color marker?
Mango?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, my sister does. I'm not a marker. Really? Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was that personal.
It is.
What? Oh my gosh. But I work in graphic design, so Celeste? Wow. I didn't shoot this class also?
Yeah.
Wow, tough road.
Yeah.
Wow. Tough road. Yes.
Do you have any insight on like how beneficial it is to have somebody like you, like for a creative, to have somebody who could bring structure and handle things, right? Like how beneficial is that?
In my experience, it is very beneficial. Even taking it from an entrepreneurial side, a lot of times we get, as entrepreneurs, not stuck, but we chose to do everything ourselves. And that can become very overwhelming. So with a lot of creatives, they suffer from burnout and the loss of their passion because they have to do everything themselves. So having someone to come in and help out without dampening your creative process is very important. Because then that leads you to be inspired to continue to create without having to be worried or stressed out about everything else that still has to get done, but isn't a part of your direct creative process. So I think it's really important.
Do you work with like email with creatives? Like do you graphic designers? For example, like graphic designers, do you like edit their videos so like it can be on social media? And do you also like help them with social media, like sharing on social media?
So social media is one of the things that is obviously rapidly changing and becoming more important. So when it comes to doing the actual editing work, say for example, if you're a graphic designer and you have a logo or a brand tag to create, I leave all of that to you. So all of the information that we get from the client, you handle the work part of it. When it comes to social media, I may help you with creating content and editing that to post. When it comes to editing the actual work, that's all the creators. So I just keep myself out of that sphere. I just make sure that they get it done to the way that they had agreed to get it done to by the time they agreed to get it done by. Any other questions?
Any more questions for any of them? Concerns?
Yeah.
Who inspired your art?
Mm. I think at different phases, different things inspired it. So, starting out as a baby, as a child, I just did it because I liked it. Now, right around grade 3 or so, my older brother, who's in grade 6, and that's when he was drawing some Dragon Ball Z characters. I don't know if y'all have like a candy shop. Well, y'all probably ain't have this candy anyway, but there was a candy, and in each one of those, they had like a picture of some Dragon Ball Z character. And you know what I'm talking about? Oh, okay. Okay. Or I ain't that old. What's this good? The chips?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but so that my older brother, I was at when I was in grade 3. Then some other people who was in my art class, like halfway through high school, I saw them as competition, right? They was like real good. I said, okay, I'm gonna roll with y'all. And then later on, some other artists, like so at each level, as I evolved, I found somebody new. And then now it's just being able to express some new ideas and use it to get some things out. So yeah, each level it was different things.
Last question. Sorry. Last call.
So I didn't mention this part earlier, but I have an obsession over aviation. Do you think I can express my art on a plane?
You mean like as a pilot or just you're interested in
No.
painting?
Like a hard wrap design, something. Yes, you can. You know the Bahamas Air, like maybe a year ago, they had an open call to design some graphics for it was the 50th anniversary. So they had an open call, right, to design graphics for that. And other airlines they do that, like collaborations where you design. So you could. How frequent is it? I can't say. Do you have to move up to really do more of that? Must, maybe, likely, but yes. Just start looking into it. Well, we ain't here from my two friends in the back here. Give me a name.
Oh, okay.
Mornay, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Alkino. Great, I'm up. Mornay and Alkino. Well, okay. Why y'all here? And what do y'all have in mind for the future, if there is anything? If you could do anything without worrying about parents and low-key income, but we ain't gonna talk about that, right? But without worrying about other influences, what would that be? You and then you.
I really enjoy it.
Yes.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah. Yes.
But I feel like everything came here.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. And you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. And final thoughts, I suppose. I used to think, I didn't do art in school, like in college, because, you can't make a living as an artist, right? I heard that term. And see, the issue with that is you're hearing that from people who are not artists. right? How can you say that I can't do something that you don't do? So that's the first thing. So you want to get around successful people, people who are actually here to help you do what you want to do. So while there are people who struggle and don't make it because it's a tough thing to do, you leverage help. You get around people who can help to make your work better. You get around people who are doing it, who are doing what you want to do, right? So you learn from them. If you want to be an art teacher, first of all, you're all sitting with an art teacher. Grab her and say, hey, I want to learn everything you know. Well, don't grab her, but hold her hostage.
Oh,
Hey, okay, don't.
I will hold you.
Yeah. But get around the people. Because the more you're in those environments, the more you get used to it, and the better you will get, right? So that will bring you closer to being possible. But it is possible. Don't let nobody kill what you have in mind, but stay true to it. And then you may learn later on, okay, I had these ideas, but I need to be a little bit more practical in some instances, right? Because I get people to take care of this and that. So that's when you mature your ideas, but don't kill them. So you mature it and develop that with new information and new people. So, but don't let it die, okay? And that's my piece. If y'all have anything else. Well, if you have that clicker on the side, but sometime.
Yeah, sorry. This is really fun. I don't need. Oh,
Yes.
I need it.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So this is really fun. Thank you, Ms. Roberts and Mr. Goldring.
yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to the art students, the ones at Waterhead Day. I hope that they got something from it. I think it was helpful. I found it to be very helpful. So hopefully they did as well, and they take it with them through their high school art career and beyond.
Yeah.
So let's give them both a round of applause. Thank you for coming and talking to us. And now we'll have the student teacher,
But the art class is still going on?
Yeah, this Sims.
Oh, okay. Good. Mhm. Brandon, it's really good.
Good evening.
No, I'm fine.